I'm Shariba Rivers. I'm an actor here in Chicago. I started my acting career late, and so I feel like I'm always playing catch up. But I think I hit my stride these past couple of years especially. I've had some nice highlights. I was featured last year as New City's 50 people who perform for Chicago. I was in the Chicago Readers People Edition at the end of the year. Nominated twice for Equity Jeffs last year, and nominated twice again this year for my work. And I just found out that I'm a 3 Arts Award recipient, and I'm incredibly excited about that. I think that's when it hit me that people might actually be looking at my work. So that's exciting, and working on finally directing my first podcast play, not my first play, but directing my first podcast play. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm heading to Milwaukee in January to work with the children with Next Act Theater. I was introduced to Artemisia through an audition for this wonderful play called Goods by Lauren Farabee. And we were in the middle of the pandemic, and so what do we do now? And we had a great time, Julie Proudfoot and I. She was filming in her basement, and I was filming in my basement in the closet, and we put together a whole play of us in a space garbage ship, being the space garbage collectors of the world and talking through our problems and issues, and that was my first introduction to Artemisia. You know, women have been fighting the good fight for a long, long time. We still don't have parity. There was this big post that went around, and it was like, men asked, why do women give men their phone numbers if they didn't plan on answering the phone? And so many women, the overwhelming response was, we don't want to die. We can't say, no, I'm not going to give you my phone number, without the fear of being followed and attacked and harassed. Artemisia amplifies women's voices and women's talent, women's work, women's strength, and I don't think that there's much greater work than that. I don't think that there's a much greater cause to support than that. But women's voices need to be heard, and this is the time. I think women are putting their foot down. I think they're bringing just gorgeous, gorgeous work to the forefront, and it's time. It's time to support that. The festival that is coming up of women's work. There were so many good choices, the scripts that we read, and it was really hard to narrow it down. So I'm looking forward to the ones that we did narrow them down to, because they were powerful. They were the ones that kind of rose to the top, but they weren't the only ones that were just really powerful. So the other thing that I'm looking forward to is seeing what we can do with those other works that we saw. There's just a lot of good work that we were blessed enough to actually be able to put our eyes on and say, wait a minute, they chose us to be the people that they want to kind of usher their work through. And so I'm looking forward to the festival, but I'm also looking forward to what comes next with some of these other works.